goal chance in the first half, so normally you pay for that. But in fairness to Paddy, when the chance came, no better man, and he put it away. That gave us the lift we need. I don't think without a goal we would have won the game.
Well, that has to go down as one of the great comebacks of league hurling over the years. Eddie Brennan, I suppose in fairness, Cork had one foot in the grave at half-time in that match, but as Victor Meldrew used to say in that great programme, I don't believe it.
Yeah, and I think Jimmy didn't believe it either. When you look at his reaction there at the end of that match, for long periods it looked as if Cork were dead and buried. And for me, even looking at that from the start of the match, their body language even was in stark contrast with, you take the league match above in Croke Park, where they completely dictated proceedings. They ran at Dublin, they had Dublin chasing shadows. Today it was quite the opposite. I think Dublin, forced the tempo of that match. They had great support play. And, from a long way out, you're kind of going, what's going to happen here to bring Cork? Because they never really looked like, they never kind of got a combination of play going that would convince you that they were going to do it. But to be fair, we often talk about, taking the finger off the jugular or having, cut off the oxygen. And Dublin, you'd have to say, give Cork a little bit of air every so often, which kept them in it.
Will that, Dublin played well in that game, Brendan, but they lost it. They lost the league semi-final. Will that do them psychological harm, do you think?
I would think so, yeah. I mean, when they went ahead, Ger Cunningham's new manager must have been all my plans that I spoke about in the hotel earlier on are coming off. Dotsy, the inside line. Liam Rush went out in the half-forward line. First time we've seen that happen this year. Was really working, getting onto a lot of balls, shooting inside. Had Cahalane in all kinds of trouble, You're good in half-time then, and you're 9 points up. You're saying, right, OK, we're turning into a bit of a breeze here, but let's keep attacking the game. Jimmy Barry then had his half-back line with a bit more cover. Midfielders sat back a bit more and gave his defence that bit of extra protection. And that was a launching pad then from there. But Dublin, I think, kind of retreated back into themselves with about 10 minutes left. Aidan Walsh slung a ball over the bar, got time to plant his feet, and from there on then you always felt they were inviting trouble. And then Paddy O'Sullivan came on, another master stroke from Jimmy Barry, and who better man to get a goal than him to really put it into the melting pot. Cork kicked on then and Dublin had lost that momentum. They
had. Let's go back a little bit, Eddie, first of all, to the stuff that was good from Dublin. I mean, they really were so positive early on in the match. Yeah,
like I said, Michael, there was often talk about, that Croke Park didn't suit him, it suited Cork the last day, and, I felt today it was teed up nicely for Cork or for Dublin to have a go. And here we have Conal Keeney, very conscious of his surroundings, throws it back to his club man. Direct ball up the fields, David Tracy breaks it down, who looked quite sharp, and very simple ball over the bar with, with a lot of Cork bodies there chasing them around. And this was then summed up Dublin, how good they were. Paul Ryan usually plays inside, great angled ball across, Dotsy picks it up, and you look at the space here for Liam Rush to come into. Cork players just chasing Dublin shadows there the whole time, and this is what was really positive about Dublin. I think they made Cork work very, very hard. And again, that's the thing. I think when you're on the front foot like that and when you're attacking a match, I think it's so important that you just finish a team off. You don't ease up. And with no disrespect to Dublin, they seem to just ease off the pedal just a little bit. A few little sloppy things crept in. I mean, I would have noted, Chris Crummy come up from centre-back, hit a long-range wide. I think Paul Schutte came up from corner back when there was options inside, and you just think in them scenarios, for me anyway, if your inside line are doing harm, they're doing devilment, keep the ball going into them.
So what specifically then, Brendan, were the turning points, if you like, the things that turned this game around?
I suppose when you have a game like this where you're 10 points up 10 minutes into the second half, there's not one specific thing, but there's a bundle of little things that mean you're leaking points as the thing goes along, giving the opposition belief. Like in this example, David Tracy gets onto the ball, is little bit, looking around, careless in possession, and Patrick Horgan scored 14 points from frees all day. Then you have Paul Ryan, look, plenty of Dublin players around, pulls back the Cork player, ball on the ground, point. And then the lack of ambition. You have McMurrow going through down the middle. Cork, you can see, had lined up at this stage a lot of players in their own half-back line, but there's no players breaking from Dublin at this stage to support him. And then when the ball inside in the ruck, you always talk about that desire to hold on to your lead. In comes and then clears the ball out the field, Bill Cooper. Then the ball comes in high for the goal. Now the marking in here, Peter Kelly shows how to do it on the right-hand side, but on the left, Paddy O'Sullivan is left 5 or 6 yards away, gets a run and the defender breaks it down. He's in control of the game, then flicks it off. But then when Bill gets it, Paddy had made a couple of steps back to make more room, and he fired it into the back of the net. So through the course of the game, there's not one thing that would have happened to Dublin, but a number of things along the line which meant they retreated into their shells a bit. And like what Eddie said they're doing the first half, they just seemed to slip away from that.
They'll have plenty to mull over after that one, I think. All right, time for us to take a break here.